Okay, hello and welcome to my review of Saal Digital. They asked me to do a review of one of their photo books. Basically I had to reply to one of their emails agreeing to their terms and conditions of this review, and once you've done that they will give you a £40 voucher which is valid for 2 weeks, and you're free to choose a hardcover photo book, the size, the finish and the design. It's completely up to you. And at the end of that offer, you go into their dedicated software which you download, and once you've finished putting your book together in the ways that you choose to do it, you put in your special code that they will send to you, and it will subtract the £40 off. Anything on top of that you'll have to do, you'll pay yourself. For this one I picked a glossy photo book, which is not like me. Normally I'll have satin or matte, and I ordered it, I think I ordered it 3-4 days ago, and this arrived yesterday, so it was a good turnaround, about 4 days. So it comes in a good package which is nice and sturdy, and it comes in styrofoam packaging, along with, I believe, your receipt. Now I have shared this with one other person, another photographer, to get their thoughts on it, so I'll share them as I go along. So my front cover, which is nice and thick, it's I'm not sure, maybe 3-4 mil, 5 mil thick, which is really nice. Now the inside, for gloss, it's nice. It's not something I would normally have for wedding album or portraits. Like I said, I would normally have satin or matte. The only concern I did have when I first looked through the book was some shots seemed very soft, and I did go back and compare to either previous prints or shots that I've got on the screen, and they weren't this soft. My screen is also colour calibrated, and to be honest, this was spot on with what was on my screen. I couldn't fault at all the colour reproduction at all. You see the layout that we have here, this is all done within their software, and it gives you their own templates, or you can rearrange them completely yourself. The background you can do on your own as well, any colour. Again, some places it's absolutely fine. For these two, for example, spot on, sharpness was fine. Not sure why this was quite soft. My file sizes were quite large, but what I might need to do is speak to Saal again and ask them if it's possible to have a matte version, so I can do a matte or a satin comparison, because I still believe the matte version would be a lot more vibrant and a lot more punchier than what the gloss is for this particular set of pictures. The pages are quite thick. I'm not sure how thick they are, maybe around 300, 380 GSM, maybe more, but they're quite nice. A friend of mine who saw them today, he didn't really like the feel of them. He preferred something a bit thicker. For black and white pictures though, I was very, very shocked. It was really, really nice. Stood out really well. Pictures were just jumping off the page. The seams, I don't know if you can see. Now I've turned this page quite a few times to see what would happen, and there's only very, very mild creasing going along and just a little bit of colour fade. Hopefully it shouldn't be too bad and too noticeable. But again, as you can see, the images, the quality itself is actually really, really good. This image was a concern of mine. Very soft again, unsure why. It seems that the ones that seem to have been stretched, even though they cropped within the software, seem to be quite soft afterwards. So I may give them a message and ask why, but that may be a concern that you'd have to look at if you decide to order from them. Whereas you can see all the small ones, you can see the clarity, you can see the sharpness, spot on. As soon as it gets a bit bigger, it seems to lose that sharpness. And this is my final page that I put on the back. This one I decided to use one of their templates as well to put them across, and these were just people that inspire me with my work. The front and back that you can see when you first start your software, it will ask you for 2 images, and this was my first one because it was quite a dark one and recent shoot. And the back I chose, instead of having an image, basically I quickly went into Photoshop, put a black background on, typed in some text and loaded it into an image so I could have my advertisement on there. You can also go into the software itself and you can pick the text tool and type whatever it is you wish. I should note though, as well as your pictures that you have, within the software you can have text boxes, you can add captions, you can add borders actually around the images, so you can have a variety of different choices with your photo book. So for me, a total review for this particular album from Saal, I am very impressed. I'm not too fond of the gloss anyway myself, so what I might do is I'll do another matte version if possible, so I'll mention it to them again and get back to you and see what they say. But for the quality, for the price, which was I think £40 for, let me double check what version I've got here. For the 28x19, so this is an A4 landscape, 26 pages, was £39.95, and then you pay your £5 P&P. So that's not a bad deal, to be honest. Alright, thank you for watching this review, and I'll speak to you again soon.